All right, what's going on, boys? I thought we should have a quick video on this because apparently the Panthers have named Bryce Young as their starting quarterback. And to a lot of people, this may not be much of any news, but to people that understand how this league works, this actually means a lot. Because you got to think they have Andy Dalton. Hold on, I want to see their actual full depth chart. I have it like written down. Hold on, I did that wrong. Panthers depth chart. Let's do that because I have the written form of it. They have Bryce Young starting, and we know Andy Dalton is there. And Dalton was able to bring that terrible Saints team within one game of the playoffs. So he's capable of winning that many games with this team, but they chose Bryce over him. So that means Bryce has to be clear cut better than Andy Dalton. Like, as a coach, if the veteran is better, you're going to play the veteran for at least half the season or at least the first couple games just so Bryce can see how it's done. And it's basically Dalton's job to lose. You know what I mean? That's usually how you do it based on seniority. But this just tells me, because you got to remember, they have Frank Reich as their head coach now. He's an offensive guy, works with quarterbacks, revived Carson Wentz, and it's just clear that he's choosing the better guy. I know they drafted him number one, but they also signed Dalton, so they wanted him as well. So they knew they had a plan to get both guys. So this is big because Andy Dalton is also a good guy. Like, he'll help this kid. He'll teach him things that he needs to know. Because Dalton, he's got to know that his time's up. Like, he's not gonna be the starter of any franchise where they're gonna hand it over to him and say you're the guy for the next 4 or 5 years. That's done. He's a bridge guy. He's a guy that's gonna come in and give you a season if your quarterback goes down, a few games. Like, he'll be a good backup for the next 5, 10 years until he decides to stop doing it. That's basically what Dalton is now, and that's basically what the Panthers are saying. And also, this is also telling me that the Panthers are probably going to be one of those surprise good teams because the NFC is weak, guys. It's a very weak division, and if we really think about it, if they had this kid last year, they probably would have made the playoffs because they had DJ Moore too. So, but now they have Adam Thielen to replace him at least. It's not much of a replacement, but Thielen can handle his own. So they have that. They also got Hayden Hurst, who's a good tight end. So they made some moves. Their defense actually looks pretty good. So let's take a look. DJ Chark, we all know he's a go up and get it guy. So they have him, Thielen, Mingo. I think he's a first year guy. I don't remember him. I know Mingo, linebacker. And then Hayden Hurst, we spoke to him. They got Miles Sanders from the Eagles. Chuba was there last year. And then their O-line, we spoke of earlier. They have some names. Bozeman's good. Monten's good. Corbett is good. So they have the center and two tackles that are good. Yeah, center and two tackles. Equanulo, I don't know how you say his name, but they drafted him last year, so we still don't know about him, but I'm sure he's okay. So we don't know about the right guard, Mays, so we'll see about him. But their O-line is pretty good. It's serviceable in a terrible division. So don't be surprised if this Panthers team comes in first or second. Like, I know I did my records back then, but that was just to ruffle feathers. That was before, I think that was before the draft, or it might have been after the draft. It was before Aaron Rodgers got traded, and that was a long time ago. And then now things are changing. People are getting signed. People are getting moved. Things are just changing. They're different from 6 months ago. Whenever I did that well, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was a while ago. So, and then when the season starts, we're gonna go week to week. You know what I mean? We're not gonna go the whole year again like that. We're gonna go week to week. And those records I said may be way different because we're going to go based on what the bets say, based on matchups, stats, coaches, like everything. We're going to put all that into account and make educated guesses on who's going to win and pick in these games. But It's looking to me that this team's going to be good. They have Brian Burns, and then they brought in Justin Houston, who used to be a premier pass rusher. Brian Burns is a premier pass rusher, so they're stressing pass rushing there, and they both can stop the run. Derek Brown was their rookie from last year, so he's a beast. So their D line is pretty treacherous. Von Bell is a good, decent. Dante, second year guy. J.C. Horns, third year guy might be, but he's still two good players. Keith Taylor is like a 6'3" corner, big, tall, lengthy guy. Jeremy Chin, tall, big safety. So their secondary is good, guys. This is going to be a good team. The more I think about it, Shaq Thompson's still there. They ended up getting Deion Jones. So like this team is good, man. Like it's really good. I don't remember what I said their record's gonna be. I would have to look back, but I probably said a very low amount of wins because we didn't really have much tape on the new kid. Like so, I had to give all the other teams the benefit of the doubt. So I mean, I think he's gonna be just fine. And if Frank Wright is calling him the starter before the preseason's even over, that's saying a lot right there. Because practice, you see a lot in practice. In practice, these coaches know what they have. Like, they know, wow, this kid's not ready or this kid is special. So he must be special, guys. I think we're going to be in for something special. I think he's going to be better than Jalen Hurts. So like, I think he's naturally just better than Jalen. Jalen, it took him a minute to get to that point. This kid's already where Jalen is now. You know what I mean? When Jalen got in the league, he was nowhere near as polished, nowhere near as sound. You know what I mean? He was way more wild with the football, a lot more. So this kid has the poise already. That's what I like about him. Like he doesn't even seem like a rookie. The moment doesn't seem too big for him, even though he's a smaller guy. Like it's, I don't know, guys. I think I may have, well, I'm not going to say I was wrong, because who knows, they might still have a bad year, but I think they're going to be good this year. I think they're going to probably be second in their division. I think they'll do better than Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. I think they'll do better than them just because he's a better quarterback. This league is about quarterback play. Bryce Young, let's put it this way. You take Bryce Young and put him on any one of these 32 football teams, and put Baker Mayfield on any one of these 32 football teams and let them each take turns, Bryce Young does better every time. That's what I'm saying. So when I say he's better than Baker, that's what I mean. Like he's better. You put him in any situation, both of them together in the same situation, Bryce will do better every time. That's what I'm saying. He'll take him. Is he better than Derek Carr? I mean, he will be. I think so. Is he right now, this second, walking in? Probably not, because Derek's been doing it for a decade. You know what I mean? He was able to bring that team to the playoffs in shambles. So, I mean, I got to give it to Derek until we see what happens this year. If Derek doesn't play as well, he gets trumped. You know what I mean? And then who's the last quarterback? It's Baker, new guy. Oh, yeah, Desmond Ridder. Is he better than Desmond Ridder? Yes. He is, guys. He's better than Desmond Ridder. Desmond's a third-round guy. So, yeah. So, he's potentially already the best quarterback in his division. I know we have to see what Derek does. Some people are going to be like, shut up, no, it's Derek Carr. Some people are going to say Baker Mayfield, but that's not, no. Baker's not the best quarterback in his division. Baker is not better than Derek Carr. Just stop. He's not better than Bryce Young. He's just not. And we know Desmond Ridder is worse than Baker Mayfield. So I would say Desmond Ridder's fourth. Baker, I'd give him third in that division. And out of respect for Derek Carr, because he's been doing it, I'm going to make Bryce Young third and then Derek fourth. But next year, Bryce might be the number one and Derek might be number two. Well, we don't know if Baker's even going to be there or Ridder. But we know Bryce will be there. Most likely Derek will be there too because of the contract he signed. After that, I don't know. But I think it's going to be between those two. And we're going to find out real quick who's better out of those two guys. Definitely by the end of the year, but I think halfway through the year, if Derek's not doing well and struggling throwing picks, just not looking well, and Bryce is lighting it up, we're going to have to give him his flowers and just give him that number one spot. And I don't know, guys. I think this Panthers team might be a playoff team. I think I'm going to make another video, and we're going to go by a division and just pick out the best quarterbacks in that division, and then just rabbit out of a hat, just pick who's going to have the best record in that division. I'm not going to say the record. I'm just going to say this will be the number one team, 2, 3, 4, and then so on and so forth. I think that's what we'll do, because the more you think and sleep on it, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. It's about points and who has the better guy that's throwing the football, who's more marketable, and it's gonna be Bryce, because Derek already had his time, guys. Derek was drafted in 2013, 14? Don't quote me. I want to say 13, 14, but I could be wrong. I think it was 14. I think he was drafted in 14. But either way, so he had his time, is the point I'm saying. He had his time with the Raiders. They marketed him. Even in Vegas, they tried. He got screwed last year. I'll give him last year a wash. But if this year he comes out and it still looks like last year, Bryce is the best guy, guys. But if Derek Carr comes out and has a coming out party and wins the division, right? Goes to the Pro Bowl. Well, I don't care about the Pro Bowl, but basically just like really good stats, gets to the playoffs, makes some noise. We know they're not going to beat the Chiefs. Well, hold on. He's not in that division anymore. So he's in the NFC, so he can make noise in the NFC. So let's see what he does. If he makes the playoffs, let's see he beats, I don't know, let's say he beats the Niners or he beats the Eagles or something. You got to hand him his flowers. But if he just barely slinks into the playoffs again, right, and Bryce Young just misses it but has a better year, it seems, we're gonna give Bryce that number one spot, even if Derek barely gets in, right? Gets in, but stinks up the joint, or pedestrian. But the kid over here, he's lighting it up, but his team just isn't good enough. We can clearly see who's better. We're gonna give it to Bryce. But don't be surprised, guys. Is all I'm saying. If this team wins the division, just don't be. I know they're 0-1 with the preseason. That doesn't mean anything. A lot of the times they use the preseason to trip you up, make you think, oh, this team's going to suck, or they're going to start off slow. But don't go by that. The preseason means nothing at all. So on paper, they look a little bit better than the last time when I was looking at them. And you got to remember, when I'm doing the records for each team, I'm not thinking about their division. I'm thinking about their entire schedule when they play. So if it's by division, if you're only thinking division, then you got to go by who has the best quarterback. And that's what it comes down to. So this team definitely can be number one this year. But I think they're probably going to be the second best team at least this year, just because of what they did. And a lot of people aren't going to catch on to that, man. But if I see anything else with any early, I guess, what would I call it? Early admission of positions by coaches, we're going to make another video. Like, let's say, I don't know, like CJ Stroud, they say, oh, he's not starting yet until week 2 or whatever, 4. Then we're going to automatically think that CJ just isn't ready. He's not that guy. Or Anthony Richardson, if they take the entire preseason and wait till the very last minute to call him the starter, then he's probably not doing so well either. So that's basically what I'm saying. Like Bryce Young, they were just so quick to say it. This is just very not normal. And when it is happening like that, they usually do well. Trevor Lawrence, look at him. You know what I mean? Carson Wentz, his rookie year. That's what I'm saying. This kid has the potential to have a special type of rookie year. And he has the players around him. And in this division that they're in, they have a defense. Like, guys, they have a defense. Justin Houston, Brian Burns, like, they're going to shore up those edges. And then they got Derek in the middle. Well, actually, they moved him. They're doing a 3-4. Usually he'd be in a 3 technique, so I guess they moved him a little further out. So, all right. Well, either way, it's going to be interesting. I think this team is going to play defensive games, try to run the football, keep the game tight, try to get Bryce Young on the outside, use his athleticism to get easy completions, and get him to get the run pass option. He's going to kill people with that. People are going to underestimate his speed. He's going to be very smart with like not getting hit. And I think he's going to really drive this team. And he's got the looks, he's got the charisma, he's got the swag that kids look up to. So I think the NFL is going to try to market him. I think he's more marketable than Jalen, honestly. And he's younger. So that's going to be interesting. Other than that, I think we'll end this off right here. I've been going on a little bit, but I think there's something to this, guys. So just pay attention to this stuff, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.